Hello again, Internet. I'm going to be recording my first book haul video. I actually recorded it once already yesterday after my intro video, and when I watched the footage back, the audio cut out halfway through, so I thought I'd just start over. I'm actually going to be recording two videos because, like I said in my intro, I was going to go to the library, and I came back with 7 more books, but I have a feeling this video is already going to be pretty massively long, so I'm just going to separate the two. So, let's get into it. As I said in my intro video, I don't have a lot of money to be spending on books at the moment, but I had purchased a couple just at Chapters a little while ago, and then due to BookTube, and I am blaming you guys completely for this, I discovered discount book sites that I didn't even know existed, so I bought a bunch of books from Book Outlet. Anyways, let's just jump right in. Okay, from Chapters, I got Black Arts by Faith Hunter, which is the 7th novel in the Jane Yellow Rock series. She's a Cherokee skinwalker and she hunts vampires for bounties. And yeah, it's a good series. I enjoy it, though there are a few flaws, but that happens. Alright, so next, the other one I got at Chapters was this one, and I like the cover on this. It's Omens by Kelley Armstrong, and Kelley Armstrong wrote the Women of the Other World series, which has 13 books in it, and she's written 2 young adult trilogies set in the same world as those ones. This is an entirely new series, entirely new world, and it is called the Canesville series. So this one follows a woman named Olivia who has grown up as the privileged only daughter of a rich couple, and then one day everything comes crashing down when she finds out, 1, she was adopted, and 2, her birth parents are in jail because they were a serial killing team. So the book just kind of follows what happens after she finds that out. So, okay, so Book Outlet books. I got quite a few of them, and we'll just get right into it. I got Fangirl by Rowell, which follows Kath, who is a young woman just beginning college, and along with her twin sister. She is a big fangirl of a Harry Potter-esque book series, and so it just follows her experience with her through her first year of college and her relationship with her sister and her involvement with the fandom and how all of those things are impacting and changing her life. Then, I hate this cover, The Iron Duke by Meljean Brook. Anyways, so this is kind of steampunk-esque, I guess. It's also, I don't know if you would call it dystopia because it's in the past, so it's more of a historical AU. Anyway, it's set in England, and it follows Mina, who is an inspector on the London police force, and it's set 9 years after England has been freed from the control of the Horde, which seems to be the Mongolian Horde, like Genghis Khan and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's all about her and her interactions with the titular Iron Duke. And then I got Midnight in Austenland by Shannon Hale, and I haven't read Austenland, but this was the one I had, and it was in the Scratch and Dent. Again, it was $2 or something like that, and there's not much wrong with it. It's like there's a little rip in the dust jacket. That's it. Anyways, I blame Misty from the Book Rat completely. I've read a few Jane Austen interpretations and reimaginings and things. Namely, I've read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which, it was okay. And I read Death Comes to Pemberley by P.D. James, I think. And again, it was okay. I wasn't hugely impressed, and I kind of gave up on that sort of thing. But Misty was saying good things about Shannon Hale, and so I decided I would give it a try. And yeah, this one follows a woman named Charlotte who goes to a vacation at a place called Austenland, which is basically kind of a resort in England where you roleplay like you're in one of Jane Austen's novels. So, it's kind of interesting. Now this one is a bind-up of books 3 and 4 of Meg Cabot's Vanished series. I have never read any of her, which obviously means that I have not actually read the first 2 books in this series, but this bind-up of 3 and 4 is what was on Book Outlet, and it was in the scratch and dent, and all it had is this tiny little thing at the bottom corner, so who cares? But when I saw that the premise was a woman who gets sort of special powers after she gets hit by lightning, that really intrigued me because it's a pretty unique premise. Although surprisingly, I have another series that has a similar premise, which is written by Charlaine Harris, who also writes the Sookie Stackhouse novels. And anyways, so I thought it was kind of interesting that now there are 2 series that have that kind of premise. I'm not sure which one came first. But anyways, so I'm curious to kind of compare and contrast them and see if I'll enjoy these ones, because I did enjoy the Charlaine Harris ones. So anyways, this is books 3 and 4, but I'm going to try and get 1 and 2 from the library, and maybe at some point I can find the bind-up of the first 2 on Book Outlet or something. And then, these 2 kind of go together. This one, again, was scratch and dent and ended up without a dust jacket, but it's fine aside from that. It's A Dog's Purpose, and then it's the sequel to that, A Dog's Journey, by W. Bruce Cameron. And they're just kind of, you know, they're dog books. They follow a dog through his lives and what, you know, the people he interacts with and what his purpose is in all his lives. And like I said, lives, plural. So there are sad bits because there is death, so, you know. But, you know, I'm a dog person, I'm an animal person, and so it was kind of fun just to read them for something that's not too, you know, deep and mind-blowing or whatever. And then I read them already, and then went and cuddled with my dog, because they made me want to do that, so, yeah. Now, the rest of them are the Little House books, except for Little House on the Prairie and On the Banks of Plum Creek, because I already had those 2. I had them all as a child, but technically they were my older sister's copies, so she has them all now for her kids, and I decided I wanted to have my own copies. And I do feel a little bit like a bad Canadian because I have never ever read the Anne of Green Gables series, and that is the Canadian version of this, basically. And I've never read them, so bad me. But I loved these as a kid, and so I just really wanted my own copies of them. And my husband has never read them. I suppose it was maybe more of a girl thing than a boy thing. So what we're actually doing is I'm reading them out loud to him as a bedtime story because we're big dorks like that. And we're actually pretty much done the first book. And yeah, so this is the first one, Little House in the Big Woods. This is a collector's edition version, which means it's got colored illustrations. Which are kind of nice, and it's, you know, nice and thick and heavy and weight to it. I kind of like that. So that's the first one. Then Farmer Boy, which is the second one, and this is not the collector's edition one, but I just wanted them all, so I didn't really care. That's the second one. Then I have the third and fourth one already on my shelf. Then By the Shores of Silver Lake. The Long Winter. And the rest are collector's editions again. Little Town on the Prairie. These Happy Golden Years. And The First 4 Years. So yeah, because they all have a very special place for me in my heart, because they were a big part of my childhood. So, yeah, that is all that I got, which is more than enough. I have actually read most of them already, with the exception of the Little House books, which are rereads anyways. So I will be talking about them in my rewind when we get to that. So, yeah. That, I guess, is it. Oh, let me know if you've read any of the ones that I just got, or what you think of them. And if you've done reviews of them, leave a link, and I will go and check it out, because I'm always looking for more booktubers to watch and feed my booktube addiction. So, alright then, I will see you next time.